Hi everybody, this is Diane. I have 3 Smashbooks to show you that are in my shop, but before I go through these with you, I am going to address the question that I always get when I talk about Smashbooks. What is a Smashbook? So I'm going to set these aside just for a few minutes so I can talk about a Smashbook. A Smashbook, in my interpretation of it, actually it's a brand name from the K and Company and it is a type of a scrapbook that they put out for a few years, and it was wildly popular among scrapbook people, and I loved it. And I had my own, and I used it. I don't have it anymore because when I moved, I just didn't have room for everything, and so I took out the things that were precious to me from that scrapbook and saved them, but I don't have the book anymore. But I made a lot of them myself, and I sold some, and I have some. I kept some. So this is one that I made, and they are bound with wires, and the brand from K and Company was smaller than this, but I liked mine. I like to have a little more room. And you just, the concept was you just smash whatever you want to into it. There were a lot of very elaborate scrapbook pages, that layouts that people did. Scrapbooking was huge. I know scrapbooking is still popular, but I guess to take away the issue of people thinking I can't do those fancy layouts, I don't have time for that, or whatever the issue was. It's like I have to glue that M on. Looks pretty precarious. The concept was to just put some glue or tape on and smash it in your book. And then of course people were doing elaborate, very beautiful layouts in their Smashbooks too. So you do whatever you want to in a Smashbook. So I'm just going to show you a few examples of ways that I used some of my Smashbooks. This is one that came from Stampin' Up. So I didn't make this one. This was made by Stampin' Up, but I decorated the cover, and this one documents a cruise that I took with my husband, and so it just has a lot of fun elements to help me remember. Some pictures. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but yeah, that's my cruise. And my daughter made this one for me because my family had bought tickets for me as a birthday present. So to surprise me, she made me this Smashbook and put the tickets in the back of it. So as I'm looking through it, you know, I was just enjoying The Wizard of Oz and The Wicked, and there were some New York City elements, and I still wasn't putting it together, and she was just waiting for me to catch on to what this was all about. And at the end, I found the tickets. It's showtime, it says here. So what a wonderful surprise that was. I think the tickets were in here. Yep, I still have them in there. So this is when I figured it out. Friday, November 8th, Gershwin Theater, and even the rows, our seat numbers. I'm like, well, and there were the tickets. That was a great surprise. So I put the playbill in there, and otherwise I left it the way she made it. So that's a fun thing to do with a book like this. I made a Halloween-themed journal, Smashbook, and I just put pictures from many years of parties my husband and I had. That's my sister, that's not me. She probably wouldn't appreciate that being in there. But pictures of us when we had parties as adults, my siblings and my husband, and we had a great time doing some parties at our house. And then my grandchildren, of course, in their costumes. There's Teddy being the Marshmallow Man. So I just put pictures of my grandkids in this one. So you can have a Smashbook that would be a limited time, like Halloween or the cruise. The cruise was, you know, a matter of a week. Halloween is one occasion, but over many years. And then, oh, this one was for our trip to Disney, the last trip we took to Disney. So I just put a lot of pictures and memorabilia in here. That was a fun one to put together. But for day-to-day use, these two are just for daily. I don't do anything in my Smashbooks anymore. 2016. That was the year my husband passed away, so I haven't done Smashbooks. I think I put the last few pictures of him in my Smashbooks. This was a trip we took to Rochester to see a neurologist for the autoimmune disease he had, and that's not what killed him. That wasn't a disease that was going to kill him. He had a blood clot. But anyway, I didn't mean to get into all that. But yeah, this was our last, that little trip. We had fun on that trip to Rochester. We spent the night up there, and we ate out on the road, and you know, that was a little fun trip for us to take. So I did fill in a few more things, some movie images and some tickets. And that was before he died. That was in May. So we went to see that together. His brother, we went to visit his brother in Florida. So, you know, I just put in the last pictures from my life with my husband, and I haven't done much, if any, smashing since then. But you can see this was our trip to New York City with our daughter, and various things in here. Family reunions, another movie, my granddaughter's soccer, you know, just all kinds of fun things. Whatever we were doing, my nephew's wedding. So that's how you use a Smashbook. All right, that took a little longer than I expected. I talked more than I wanted to because it's just me, I guess. So here are the Smashbooks that you can fill up with your memories. Now you could see how full my Smashbooks were, and this is pretty full already. I put more pages in here than I did in my own. So if you wanted to, you could remove whatever pages are not your favorites. Just take them out, because you won't have a lot of room to be gluing stuff in if you leave all these pages in. But I gave you a nice full book. This one measures 6 3/4 approximately by 10 1/4. And these images on all of these books were posters from bygone years that were in a book that I got. They were just reproductions of posters, illustrative art. And I put the description of the poster on the inside of each cover. This says, a poster designed for the Underground Electric Railways Company in 1924 by F.C. Herrick. So you get the name, the year, and kind of the purpose for the poster, and the artist. And I just had this book plate in my stash, and I liked the colors with this. If you saw my previous videos, you know I was pulling papers to go in here that would kind of match these colors. So I'll flick through the pages quickly. And most of the pages are just blank, so you can use them like I showed you how I use mine. But I did create some pockets, so this one is a kind of a glittered pocket. And I put some cut-off pieces in the pockets, and there's a little card with some bunnies and another little card from a magazine. And I should tell you that each journal is coming with some of the cut-offs of the pages. So you can make things, make journal cards, make embellishments. Just, you know, cut a piece out of that and glue it. Make a collage out of some of these. Use your imagination. I used my wavy cutting paper cutter to cut that page and make it a little fancier. This is a very heavy one. There are different weights of papers in here. This envelope is made out of wallpaper. You can tuck some things in there that you haven't had time to glue in yet. If you just want to make sure it stays safe, tuck it in there till you have a chance to come back and glue it in. And then use it to keep ephemera that you want to keep. This one has a really awesome piece of wallpaper border. I just love that. Another cut-off piece and a digital postcard. Here's a pocket I made with my Cricut, another cut-off piece, and a digital library card. Another page that I cut with my wavy cutter. a game card. This one is a side pocket, and I just put another cutoff and another digital in there. You can remove these pieces and put what you want in there. I think there's at least, well, around 35 pages, give or take, in each journal. I'll have to count the pages in each one. They may vary, but they were close to 35, which I only put 25, or between 25 and 28 in my own. Another image made with my Cricut. I just love that little doll. Put another cutoff piece, and this is from a photo album, but you can write on that. You could take that and glue it to a page if you want to. Now this page is actually from a K & Company Smashbook. I bought some of them when they were on clearance, when they stopped making them, or when they came out with their new ones. They did them for at least 2 years, maybe 3, and they don't make them anymore. But I bought them on clearance just so I could take the pages out and use them, and I still have some of the pages. This was a card that was in my stash. I think I got it in a Happy Mail. It's not actually a card, it's an envelope. I added this piece that I punched out of one of the cutoffs, and it's a little thing to tuck the envelope flap into, and it just opens up like that. And it has a little pocket here, and I added another pocket here, so you can put tickets and whatever you want to in it. And I glued it on so that it's open at the top. I just glued it around the sides and bottom, and I put a purple tag in there that you can do something with. So I'm calling this one Underground Electric Railroad, and it will come with those pages. This one is called Wonder Stories. I love this. This image actually is what gave me the idea to make Smashbooks with these images, because this one was just too good to just stick inside of a book. It needed to be front and center. And this one is larger. We're going smallest to biggest, so it's just over 11 inches by 7 3/4. And they all have a 1-inch wire on them. And they're all a different color. This one has silver, this one is black, and the other one is white. So again, this is a poster, and it says Science Wonder Stories for October 19... Well, it's actually a magazine cover. October 1929 shows the future to be just like the 1920s style-wise, but even more so. And it does not have the artist name on this one. There's an Ex Libris digital that I've had in my stash. That's a K & Company page right there. I think this book has more K & Company pages. I did put a couple of Tim Holtz cards in here, and as well as cutoffs. This is a K & Company Smashbook page. So is this one. This one has a deep wallpaper border, and this came out of a small photo album. That's a cutoff piece, and then there's a large playing card in the back. You could put a photo on or do something with it. This I made with my Cricut. I made at least 2 elements with my Cricut for each Smashbook. And if I was decorating the whole Smashbook, I would have put something in the middle of that to decorate it. So I leave that for you to do if you want to. This is from K & Company Smashbook. I put it together just like it was in the book. This is a heavy page, and it was the cover of a specialty magazine. It was more like a book than a magazine. It had a spine and everything. Amy Butler's Blossom magazine, a biannual visual journal of everything that inspires her. So I had seen somebody with it on a YouTube video, and I found it on Amazon and ordered it, and it wasn't cheap, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've used some of the images in my glue books, and I am sharing the covers, so 2 of the books have the covers for that magazine. There's a pocket there. Wallpaper envelope again. It's empty. It's for you to fill up. And I made this with my Cricut. And this, I'm having trouble picking things up. My nails are getting too long. I get my nails done every 3 weeks, and I think next Monday is the day. But once they start getting long, I can't pick things up. Anyway, this pocket I had in my stash, I made it recently. It's got a corrugated part and then the lace. And I just, to make it a little bit bigger, I put it on another piece of cardstock. So actually, it has a big pocket in the back, and I should put something smaller in the front here. These are the pieces that go with this book. So just to remind you that there's a pocket there, I tucked that in there. So Science, or just Wonder Stories, this one is called. And then lastly, we have Chock Full of Goodness. And this book will be chock full of goodness when you're done using it. And there's a lot of cut-off pages. This one is the largest. It does have a wrinkle here where I Mod Podged the image. This was a white book, and I like the white border that's around this image, but you can see the back is white. And I don't know if you noticed, but I used contrasting fun scraps to wrap around the raw edges of the book, of each one. This one is a little over 8.5, probably 8 5/8 by 11 1/4 or so. So it's pretty big. I love this image. And there's a Mrs. Coggs book plate. A stark statement of fact, chock full of goodness. Produced for the Nestle Company in 1928 by an anonymous graphic artist. So we only get the artist for one of the journals. So this one has a bright colored cover. It has some brighter pages inside. That's a Smashbook page. This was made with my Cricut. A couple cards in there. Here's the front cover of that magazine book. More cards in there. Wallpaper border with a butterfly on it. A couple of large cards. This one, I wanted to cut it so that this shape would be on this edge, but sometimes I don't know which orientation the Cricut is going to use, and it cut it this way, and I had to turn it this way because it was a one-way design. So it's a smaller page, and that's fine. I think I just wanted to add a little bit of interest and some variety. That's a Smashbook page. It says, "Oh, hi, I didn't hear you come in." I think that was the introductory page of that particular Smashbook. And a cute mushroom that I made with my Cricut. Helps brighten up that very dark page. Some butterflies on there. This is from another Smashbook. And a wallpaper envelope. Some more butterflies here. And then this is a pocket. I think these pockets were made for the Smashbooks too, or for another company. A lot of scrapbook companies started doing similar things to Smashbooks. Some of them were in binder form, some of them were spiral. Then they had all these other products to go with them. So I'm not sure which company that was. But there's a card that gets tucked in here. And a Tim Holtz card too. So these are in my shop. I hope my explanation of how to use a Smashbook and what it is helped answer any questions you might have had. So we have Chock Full of Goodness, Underground Railways, is what I'll call that one, Underground Railways, and Wonder Stories. These are fun Smashbooks. So I hope that you like these. Let me know if you do like these and would like to see more of them. I don't make them as often as I used to, but I still have more wires to use, so I'd be willing to make more if you guys like them. So let me know what you think, and I guess you'll really let me know what you think by how fast they leave my shop. We'll see. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a creative day today. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye-bye.